Okay, join me on this Minivan moment as you see me put on this face and answer a few of your questions. Alright, so I'm gonna get my makeup on. It's a busy day today, so I am getting ready in the car. This is from Leah's mommy, and she asks, have you ever had a child that had to deal with big emotions? My grandpa died in September and my daughter is taking it hard. She has started crying at the drop of a hat and argues back if she listens at all. How would you deal with big emotions? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, hon. Oh, I get big emotions. My kids have big emotions. And a couple of them, they don't hide their big emotions. It's okay for them to have emotions and show emotions because we don't want them to feel guilty for feeling the way that they do. Their feelings matter. And you want them to feel validated. But when their emotions start becoming unruly and disrespectful, that's where I have a problem. And that's where it's like, all right, we need to do something about this. Consequences for their actions if they're starting to be disrespectful. We still put our kids in timeout. I have one child that could get so emotional about things and then he really wants to tell you about it, but he could get really just out of control and won't listen, and then we have to give him a time out so he could calm down and talk to us. And we're like, you know, you need a time out and then you can come talk to us because I'm not talking to you when you're like this. Some things will get taken away. It's hard. Raising kids is so hard. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram post the other day when I was at the dentist with the kids. It's hard. You never know if what you're doing is right and how you're going about disciplining them. Is this the right thing or the right way that I should be doing it? Is this the correct approach? Yeah, I have one child that has a lot of emotions and doesn't know how to process emotions. And so when they're seriously in a rant or rage, you want to validate them, even though you're just like, oh my gosh, stop, just make it stop. When it starts to make no sense, where it comes to the point now where they want to fight, that's where it's hard. I just validate what they're saying, not like agreeing, but I'm validating how they're feeling. I'm not validating their behavior because I want them to be able to express themselves. But if they're completely out of control, I just say calmly, I'm like, I can't hear you when you're like this. So it's not like I can't talk to you, it's I can't hear you. I can't understand or hear what you want me to hear. Let's try to bring it down a bit, you know, and then I see them go, you know, and it's like, okay, take a breath, you know, and it usually works. There's days where that does not work and they just want the fight, and that's where it's like, no. But what I can say to you is I totally get where you guys are coming from. If you are struggling with a child with big emotions or rage or on that sense where every day is just like, what is going to happen today? You feel like you're walking on eggshells. I just want you to know that I totally understand where you're at. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter is I understand and my heart goes out to you. The biggest thing during this big emotions, when they're in with all these big emotions, is be a listener. Be a listener, even if you just think what they're saying is complete whatever. Say it in your head, but have that not read on your face, and just validate their feelings. They just want to be heard, and it's so hard because like at this point you're about to show your big emotions. Does this make sense? Oh my gosh. Let's continue with the children thing. This is from Mrs. Julie Jacobs. How do you deal with all the kids fighting over their stuff? My children fight over the littlest things, and my older son gets very upset when the younger kids touch his things. How to stop the fighting or the anger and fits they get into? Girl, I don't know if there's a correct answer for this, but sometimes you just have to let them fight it out. There's many times where I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting into this one. You guys need to work this out. But we also need to teach them, because we are teachers to our children, how to compromise. Teach them how to compromise, what to say to one another. If they don't want their stuff touched, if it's out and about in the house, you're asking for it to be touched by somebody else. So I always say, should you keep that in your room? You know, keep that in your room if you don't want anyone to touch it, because they are curious and they want their hands on it. But it's hard when one kid is constantly getting their space invaded by the other children. My biggest thing that bothers me is when the child wants their thing back and it's something that they haven't even touched or thought of in like forever, but seeing someone else have it, it like triggers in them and they're like, give me my stuff. That's where I'm like, come on. But we can't be like, you don't even, you know, you don't even use it, you don't even touch it anymore. I've been trying not to do that because it's still their stuff and we need to be respectful. And so I just say, why don't you, I say to the other child that wants to play with it, like, ask them if you can use it. And then if the other kid's like, no, okay, is there a time that they can look at it? They're very curious about it. You know, can they look at it in a couple of minutes? You know, and it's just, it's hard. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know the right answer. It's so hard. Or you could have your kids do acts of service towards one another so they can learn how to serve one another and think of their siblings besides themselves. It's tough. Parenthood is tough when they're little and they're fighting. And we get fights at my house. Oh my gosh, Boston and Shaylee could go at it like crazy, like cats and dogs. Flash forward. For example, they get in the van so we can go pick up carpool, the two little ones. Boston grabs the blanket that I brought in here this morning. She wanted it, so now she's throwing a fit. And she can just throw that fit. Boston's using it right now. When he is done, you may have a turn. You can be mad, and that's okay, but don't you kick my seat. You will get in trouble for that. But friends, I have learned that I can't be everything and everyone's hero and all the time. Like, it just can't happen. We will just wear ourselves down. You know, I just try the best that I can. Each minute is a new minute, each hour is a new hour, each day is a new day. And I just pray constantly, like, give me patience, give me strength. I really don't want to be the punisher. I feel like I'm the punisher and I don't want that. I want to be their teacher. And, you know, and I'm just learning, what can I teach them in this moment? You know, what can I teach them in this moment? What, you know, so I'm just like, that's my mantra right now. Like, what can I teach them in this moment? What would the Savior do, you know? And, it's, would the Savior totally lose his mind right now like I want to? No. You know, so that's the things that I have been saying in my head, like, okay, he's given me these children. These children were sent to us for a reason. Obviously, I can do this. I feel at times I cannot do this. And I think, why? Why was this situation sent to us? Why am I the mother to this child? Because this is way too much for me. But obviously, he has complete faith that we could do this. And he knows we could do it. And he's not giving us these children without tools. Like, he's there. And there's people around us that can help. And people that have, if I don't have the tool, I know somebody else does. So I'm always like constantly praying that someone will come into my life. Someone will make a comment on here. Someone will send me in the direction that I need to be able to parent and be the best mom. You know, there have been times where I've been out with the girls or been somewhere and the answer to a question that I've been pondering of how I could do better, or something that I need has shown up in my life. I totally believe in the law of attraction. What you put out will come to you. And so I'm always putting out, like, teach me, help me, you know, fill my cup, because right now I just don't know what to do or what to say. And sometimes when you're parenting, or even if you're in an argument with your husband, sometimes the best thing to do is to zip it. Like, to not say anything. And you know what? Sometimes they don't want you to fix it unless they clearly ask you. They just want to be heard. And so as a parent, as a wife, as a mother, as a friend, as a daughter, sometimes we just need to zip it and just listen. So that's my minivan moment today. All right, any advice? Any advice to any of these questions? We're all different. We all see things differently. Please leave them down below, but please be respectful of everybody. If not, the comment will be deleted. All right, thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you. You're amazing. I hope you're having an amazing week, or had an amazing week, and we will see you soon. Bye.